welcome into the Locked In My Challenge. And today's episode, we got Ritvik, and yeah, he's the youngest member in Locked In, one of the most passionate lads around here. And Ritvik, go and introduce yourself a bit.
All right, hey everyone, I'm Ritvik Nayak. Some of you may have seen me on LinkedIn or like around these platforms, or some of you may have not. So yeah, basically, I'm a member of LockedIn. I'm currently building an AI called Scalora, and I'm interested in computer science and building in public. So yep, that's pretty much it about me.
Yeah, and a bit more about Ritvik, I would say, like, although we know him about like building a lot of projects, but actually I just looked at his profile again today, and I don't know, like he's actually an academic weapon. So make sure to like, wait, how do you balance? We'll get into that a bit more in the Q&A session later. But yeah, let's head into the presentation. And okay, we can start now.
All right, so hello everyone. As I've mentioned before, my name is Ritvik Nayak. And over the past around 7 to 8 months, I've been consistently posting on LinkedIn. And through this process, I've gotten to over 950,000 impressions. So today, I'm going to share with you my best tips and tricks that I've learned throughout my journey to build a global community from scratch, to build a global community from your bedroom. All right. So the first thing I have to say to you, and probably one of the most important things, is that you can start alone. A lot of people that I've seen on LinkedIn, they kind of seek validation or permission from others to start posting, permission from others to start their journeys, or even like validation to start building their own passion projects, which you definitely should not need. If you want to start building your own community, don't wait for somebody else to tell you to do so. Just go for it because in the end, there's no harm in trying. You don't need a team, you won't need funding or an existing audience. But the main three things that you will need is first of all, an idea or passion you're interested in. Next up, a way that you can actually connect people or a way you can share your content to other people. And finally, perhaps the most important one, it's consistent effort over time. So if you want to grow a global community from scratch, and for example, let's take LinkedIn, you want to post on LinkedIn. If you post one time and then you put your next post 3 months out and then 2 days after that, that's not consistent, right? So you won't really be gaining that much traction or engagement. So one thing I have to recommend is that if you want to build a global community or start a real project, you need to be consistent and you need to put effort and time into your work. And when you're building a global community, you're not doing it just for content, impressions, or followers. You're building a global reach and a positive impact that people have that you have on people with a shared interest as you. So you're giving a positive impact to people who share the same beliefs as you, have common ideas, hobbies, or opinions. And you shouldn't just like post or produce content, misinformation, or rumors just for the impressions or the likes. Because you'll be spreading rumors, wrong information, and you won't really be creating a positive impact. You'll be creating a negative impact. And you'll probably get some hate for that as well. So if you really want to start posting and building your community, make sure you share lessons that you resonate with. For example, if you're interested in computer science, you could share some coding tips and tricks that you have along your journey. For me, since I was interested in building, basically I just shared how I build in public, what I'm doing, building my projects, etc. So make sure you do have a positive impact on the people you're posting towards. And make sure you're not just posting for the sake of doing it. All right. So building a global community, I have to say, it's divided into four main steps. The first step is to define your people. The second step is to create a home. So your home base will be like which platform you'll post on and what kind of content you'll upload on that platform. The third step is to grow. So once you've found your own platform, you have to grow on it. You have to post consistently, you have to put time and effort, analyze other posts, and learn from your analysis. And finally, the final step, step four, is to expand. So once you have like a huge outreach on one platform, you could expand to another platform, share your learnings, your findings on another platform, and gain traction there. And from there, you can reach a new audience and build like a real global community. All right, so let's take a deep dive into the first step, which is defining your people. So, as I've written here, to create a community of people who share the same interests or passions as you have to first define your people. So, ask yourself four main questions. First of all, what do you want to post about? So, of course, a person has many interests. You definitely don't have just one singular interest. So, which interest or which passion are you going to post about? For example, programming, are you going to post about philosophy, reading? It's up to you for this. Second, who do you want to post to? What's your target audience? For me, since I was posting about building projects and programming as well, I was targeting it towards young founders or student founders who are trying to grow their initiatives. But for you, it could be something else, and that's completely up to you. And finally, third is, what is your goal in posting or creating your own community? Why are you doing this? Are you just doing this for your college application, for example, or are you doing this for impressions or likes or followers? That's up to you. That's your own goal. And finally, perhaps the most important one, why should they follow you? So you should have like a unique selling point that makes them interested in you and not just scroll past your content or not just read your content. And when you're creating content, make sure you focus on a few main topics or areas. So don't focus on tons of different topics or completely random topics. Make sure you have 1 to 3 niches that you focus on. Yeah, find your niche. And this helps your audience know who you are, know what kind of content you post about. The next step is to create a home. So, as I've mentioned before, step two is also a pretty important step. Don't try to be everywhere. This is like a huge negative impact on your reach if you try to be everywhere during the initial stages of your growth. For example, if you try to be on LinkedIn, YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, or tons of other platforms at the same time, you'll put effort into all of these platforms and time into all of these platforms. And this prevents you from focusing your energy into one singular platform. So this won't allow you to actually grow rapidly on only one platform. Rather, it'll make you have limited growth on tons of different platforms, which isn't really good. So try to focus posting on one social media platform instead and make this your home base. Become recognizable in one place before expanding to other platforms. All right, so my personal recommendation for platforms is LinkedIn because of four main reasons. First of all, you have a stronger organic reach, especially for the young founders or Gen Z founders out there. So once you have your own content or your own posting style, you will have your own reach. So people will be able to identify, oh, this style belongs to this creator. And from there, you'll be able to continue growing your style, growing the way you post, and second of all, it's easier to get discovered, and primarily as students. If you're a young founder, a young builder, or you're young and you're actually doing something big, doing something that needs recognition, it's worth commendation, you will definitely get discovered on LinkedIn within your first or second month of posting. Because as you continue to develop your community, as you continue to share some of your achievements, definitely other people will start noticing. They'll start liking your posts and they'll see, oh, he's doing all of this at a young age. He's less than 20. Oh, I definitely need to follow him, right? So yeah, you'll definitely gain engagement as a young person because that is your unique selling point. You don't really need another one if you're young. The third one is that conversations happen in comment sections. So if you want to get your community engaged with each other, you don't need to start group chats or forums or anything because on LinkedIn, conversations can happen in your own comment sections. You can reply to different conversations, you can start your own conversations, you can ask a question in the comment section, and most probably the author of the post themselves will respond. So yeah, it's definitely pretty important to have comments in LinkedIn. And if you do choose LinkedIn as your platform, be sure to comment. Commenting is one of the best ways to grow. And finally, the fourth reason I post on LinkedIn is because there's professional and thoughtful advice as well. So, of course, now Gen Z students are becoming part of LinkedIn more as well. But there's still a lot of professionals and developed career professionals on the platform. So, there's a lot of people who have experience in the field that you're talking about, or entrepreneurs who know how to build, who have experience in this, and they'll be able to give you some pretty thoughtful advice, pretty useful advice as well. Okay, now let's take a look at the third step, which is to grow. This is probably the main step that'll catapult, and it's a catalyst for your journey. So, when you start growing your content, when you start posting more often, you start giving more information about your posts, you'll you'll definitely gain your own community. Your impressions will slowly start to compound, and over time, you'll reach probably 100K, 200K, and so on. And that'll keep you dedicated, that'll give you motivation to keep going and going. So, as I've mentioned before, commenting is a big part of growth. There are two main ways to grow on LinkedIn. The first one being to post consistently, and the second one being to comment. So when you comment on LinkedIn posts, make sure you're not just like saying congratulations or great post or something bland. You should be adding real value, real thoughts to the comments. So don't just say great posts and stuff like that. Make sure you have like a question or genuine insights to the post so that you can get seen by new audience. You can get a real reply from the author of the post, and they can check out your own profile, and like yeah, other people will be able to check out your profile as well. And the other way to grow on LinkedIn is to post consistently. So you should be sharing ideas regularly. You should stay within your niche, and you should show up even with small posts daily. And one thing I have to tell you, I have to give you advice on, is that some posts will flop. Everybody has posts that flop, posts that don't really do well. And everybody also has posts that really do well, posts that go really viral. So don't be discouraged when your posts flop. And now for the final step, expand. So once you're already grew a significant reach on your own platform, albeit LinkedIn or YouTube or whatever it is, start an online community or group of people who share similar interests with you. This is a great way to expand. If you want to grow your reach to other people who are not on that platform but still share the same interest, starting like a Discord group chat or something for that, like a server, it's definitely a great way to expand your reach to other platforms as well. And the second way is to grow your reach. As I mentioned before, if you start posting and uploading content on other platforms, you'll be able to grow your reach. And the third way is to start your own projects. This is very impactful and very influential. If you start your own projects, you'll be able to grow them. You'll be able to maybe even find a co founder, find new people for your team, expand it. And you can grow your own reach through there. And you can also grow your project's reach, your project's popularity through there as well. And maybe you could even monetize your project in the future. Maybe you could even make some money from your project. But that's completely your decision. And then finally, as I mentioned before, the most important step to expanding is to consistently put time and effort into your digital community every single day. On platforms, consistency is truly key. If you're not consistent, you're not really going to grow. You're not really going to get far. So make sure you put consistent time and effort, and every day you do one small thing that improves your reach, improves your platform, your post, or your project. But make sure every day you at least commit one change that will actually help your reach. And finally, before I end this presentation, I'm going to tell you one important thing that you must always remember, no matter if you're just starting out with 10 impressions or you're already at 100,000. If you want to start something new, like if it's not even building a community, if it's anything at all that will positively impact you or even has a chance of positively impacting you, do not wait for permission or validation from anybody to start. Just do it. There's no harm in trying. If you if the top creators never started that first post on LinkedIn, they wouldn't have got to where they are today. If Sam Altman didn't try to program OpenAI that one day, he wouldn't have built ChatGPT or his billion-dollar empire. So don't worry about validation from others. That comes as you grow. Respect comes as you grow as well. Just start, just do it. There's no problem in trying. And yep, that's pretty much it, everyone. Thanks for listening to my presentation.
Okay, so yeah, thanks Ritvik for the amazing presentation, and I really agree on a lot of the points you mentioned. The most ones I think it's really like the consistency and how it compounds together with like actually how much time you should put every day if you want to build a community. And yeah, I got a few questions for you. Let me just go back to the slides. So the first one, I want you to expand a bit more on like your personal process on how you started on LinkedIn, even like you're like 13 years old right now, and you started at 12. Just want you to like talk a bit more.
Yeah, so basically I started on LinkedIn when I was looking for ways to grow one of my first projects. It was this thing called Task Flows, and it was like a digital productivity software. So I was looking for platforms where I could expand Task Flows and where I could grow it myself, but I wasn't really finding any. And then I came across LinkedIn and I discovered, oh, this sounds pretty cool. This is like a pretty cool platform. There's a few other Gen Z creators on here as well. Might as well just start posting. So when I first discovered LinkedIn and decided that I truly want to post, I spent like the first 2 or 3 days basically just analyzing other posts. So I read how other people posted their style, how you're supposed to post on LinkedIn, what kind of content. And the third or fourth day, I put my first post. And of course, it didn't
Mm-hmm.
really do well. But over time, with the 10th post, it got a few more likes. By the 100th post, definitely tons of more impressions. So as the posts accumulate, the impressions and likes also accumulate as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I think really like it's a lot of the times, especially for like young founders, young founders like you, that you're probably not even looking so much for the impression. It's just like a side result. But more of that, you're just trying to get like more connections and meet more people. And I think that's the really the power of LinkedIn currently. And following up on like the point where you said why posting on LinkedIn, I think I really agree on this point because like if you're like you meet trying to meet people who thinks or like operates the same way as you are, LinkedIn already filters out like 95% of like high schoolers or middle schoolers, and the people who are truly on here would be really like in the same like just basically like-minded as you are. And yeah, wondering if want to know a bit more like how you personally balance your time like with all the like school, with like just your friends, like your family, and then like even like work. So
Yeah, probably the way I balance my time is through late nights, which is definitely not that healthy or good for you. But like, if you want to get work done, you'll probably have to stay awake a little bit later. So yeah, I get most of my work done through late nights since it's hard to like juggle everything with school and other projects as well. So yeah,
mhm.
definitely through late nights and nowadays even a little bit of early mornings as well.
Okay, how does your sleep schedule looks like currently?
Not that good. On
Okay,
average,
okay,
I sleep at like um 11 or 12. Yeah, it's not that good.
okay. I mean, right, I think you're just like a few years ahead. I think 11 to 12 is decent for like high schoolers, but
Yeah, yeah.
for your age try to get more sleep. And I would yeah, really recommend if you can just wake up a bit earlier, and then actually gets you much sharper in the mornings and then instead. But I'm not sure, like different people, different habits. But yeah, I would also like to know like what are some like struggles you've been through what during like this, if you have been like having a bottleneck moment, or if like some posts are not performing well, do you feel, how do you feel really, and then how did you overcome these challenges as well?
So whenever my post didn't really perform well, which a lot of it did, I look back to the reason I'm doing this and like I think, oh, I've already got this far. What's the point of giving up now? Might as well just post more. Because
Mm-hmm.
eventually some posts will go viral, some posts will start to pick up. And after that, the impressions will gradually increase, the followers will increase. So whenever I'm having like I'm feeling down based on the post, thinking, oh, this is not that good, it's fine. I just like motivate myself to keep going, keep posting, and pretty soon another one goes viral.
Mm. And really, like, right now, I think you're very ahead, and just don't even think about any KPIs at the moment. You're already like, you don't need to worry about that. Just keep building in public and keep up the great work ethics you have. And yeah, but yeah, thanks for having you today on this stream, and hope you guys enjoyed and took away something. And yeah, have a nice day, Ritvik, and see you later in the MLV workshop, which we'll be having in like 40 minutes. So,
All
okay,
right.
yeah,
Have a nice
have a
day.
nice
See you.
day, guys. Okay, bye bye.